Pisces, Jamaica. We are on my balcony. There is some music playing from the pool, but I think it should be fine. You should be able to hear me over it. I'm mad loud anyway. But I thought you'd really like a view of the water and just the vibe of the place. We've got some palm trees in the background, some people walking around, some music playing. It's a celebration. So, happy birthday. We're getting started early for March. Seems right to do it by the birthday instead of by the month. So here we are. Let's talk a little before we do this. There's a switch happening now where you will start to feel some of the things that were really weighing on Cancer last month, which is interesting, being your water sign, sister sign there. When things come to fruition, when things come together in a way that is kind of perfect, even if it is just a thought, an idea in your mind, there is a tendency for that perfection to be obvious to others. There is a tendency for that perfection to be contagious. What do I mean by perfection? You know that space that you can get into as a Pisces where your creativity is flowing, you're in love, or you're in love with yourself, or you're in love with somebody else, or you're in love with your profession or your friends, and you're just in a place of love plus creativity plus things coming together and actually manifesting, so fruition, and you have this sort of happy place, triangle thing going on. When that happens, when you create that space, it has a tendency to pull. And Neptune is a puller. It does pull, and so do you guys in a lot of ways. But this is the kind of pulling where you are kind of casting a very wide net, and you have casted a very wide net, and now you're pulling in everything. And out of that, there's like a sifting process going on. So the net is getting finer and finer and finer as it approaches you. And what is being sifted out may be hard. You may have to look at some realities now that you, not in terms of love, not in terms of career even, but in terms of your friendships, in terms of who is it that gets to be a part of whatever comes in through this finer sieve. Because what's left when you drag the whole ocean in, and then you are more and more and more discerning, what you get left with is, pearls. So who do you share those pearls with? Who are the crows in your life? This is more of an Indian analogy, but who are the crows that can eat your pearls? Who are the crows that will fly away with your pearls? The meaning there being something that is not worthy and does not understand how precious the thing is. Pearls before swine is another way to put it. That's biblical. When the pearls come to you, when the end of February and March sort of showers all of this, okay, we've discerned, and now we have this great concentrated idea, this concentrated vision, this concentrated love in this relationship, and you want to do something about it. Whenever that point of culmination and accumulation of what is positive comes into, okay, fine, then stay out. 5 of Cups, the Emperor, the Fool, King of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Strength. Okay, bottom of the deck is the 2 of Swords. So, let's take a look, and I'll just keep talking. All right. So here we are. Now, there's something interesting about the way these cards came out, right? Don't you think? Because I was trying to put them back in the deck, but they were like, no, we're the cards. No more shuffling. This is it. We're here. So, okay, we're here. That in and of itself tells me a lot about what's going on with you guys, because the cards have a certain energy, and when they approach you in a certain way, it's because they're exemplifying the energy of whatever you are experiencing, okay? So a forceful energy, an earth energy that wants to go very much from his or her current position in your life to a much more important one, a much bigger role. So Pisces, if this is about love for you, or if you're watching this specifically for love, let's do it that way first, and then we'll look in terms of money, and then we'll look in terms of friends. And when we get to friends, then I'll pull some more cards. So in terms of love, you do have your disappointments, that's for certain. You do have a past that you have been healing from. But I feel now this emotion gets more transferred to another person. I feel like your disappointments and what you regret has to do with this Aries character. And it feels like a transference. Like you were here before, and now this person is there. You know how they say after a breakup, like for the first 40 days or something, girls are super sad and guys are really happy and going out with their friends and whatever else. And then it switches after about like, a month, then guys get really sad when they've realized what's happened, and, girls slowly start to get better and they're really happy a month later. I mean, that's obviously very cliche and it's a generalization. It doesn't apply to everyone, but the reason I'm using it as an example here is because that's what I feel has happened. I feel like you were in the Five of Cups energy about something love-wise. This may be something that is not current. This is some sort of guilt you were holding on to about a previous something or other, and it was blocking you. It was blocking you from this clear path. And now that feeling is transferred back on whoever is responsible or played a part in it with you. So I'm not necessarily saying that the Aries is responsible. I'm saying that both of you were a party to whatever this is. This is very easily an Aries, a boss figure, a parent. It could be. A lot of times for me, this card is the Scorpio card just because of the way they behave. So having said that, let's not look in terms of signs. This is someone who had a lot of say. They had a lot of say in how you felt and how you behaved and how you let yourself feel your emotions, because you were always kind of filtering it out for this person, because this person is overly sensitive. Their ego is like glass, right? So you had some regrets that were kind of manufactured and gaslit by this personality. And this switch over now from February to March, and as we come into Pisces season, there is such a huge letting go of so much. And for you, letting go isn't about forgetting. It's not about, somehow pretending that those things never happened. Not at all. But it is about putting the blame and putting the regret where it belongs. You may not have any part in this. This is a karmic, cosmic thing. This is the universe coming in and saying, you know what, this blame needs to be reassigned. This guilt needs to be reassigned. This is not yours to carry any longer. So a very strong indication that someone else is now carrying that karmic burden. And from what it feels like to me, it's that person is the rightful owner of it. Okay, so then the Fool card. So in terms of love, the Fool card is always my favorite card, regardless of what sort of reading we're doing. But in terms of love, dude, the Fool card is about as good as you can get. Hold on, I'm just going to be real Virgo moon for a second. 1 second. Okay. The Fool card is about as good as you can get in any sort of reading, but especially when we're looking at it in terms of love. And because you have Venus in your sign, you've got the Sun in your sign, it's a lot, right? So let's do it love-wise first. Looking at it love-wise first, the Fool it's not just a new beginning. It's abandoning your fears. It's about finally letting go of whatever that deep-seated fear you have that this might happen again, or whatever this person made you, feel or think about you. And what you did wrong, and therefore, what's wrong with you kind of thing. You now come to a point where you release so much of that. And when you release in terms of love, that's when something really great can either come to fruition or happen, right? So what's coming to fruition and what's happening? The Knight of Pentacles, King of Pentacles is an interesting way for these cards to come out. I feel like this earth sign is someone that when you first met them was already ready. They were already, all about you. They were already like, yes, let's get married. Let's do, like, I'm serious about you. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy. You know how they are. Like, they're so, you know how they are, right? So, sorry, let me just turn the, okay. So very serious, kind of like love at first sight kind of stuff going on. And then, just because of life and being a Pisces and being so observant and being able to see through and, see through people, but more importantly, see into people. There have been moments here where you have felt a diminishing of this personality, and not in a way that was necessarily negative, just, it takes a while to see the finer points of somebody's immaturities or somebody's, everybody's got, these things that they're not quite great at yet, or quite mature enough for, or whatever it was. Now, this is fixing itself. This is, your bravery is now echoed in their bravery. They take their cue to step back up to that mark from your really positive, I love this for your birthday because it's so you, and it's so you around your birthday. It's so brave emotionally, and this character can be quite skittish, even though I just said, when they met you, they're all in, or you're going to meet someone within this like eclipse period of the next 6 months who will be all in, but they're not emotionally brave, if you will. They're not emotionally brave. They're headstrong, and they know what they want, and they know how they feel. But emotional bravery is a different thing. Emotional bravery is something that Pisces are masters of. And to see this card come up after regret and control issues, serious, like, power drama, just like fighting for control, just, all of that. After overcoming that, finding yourself and finding that beautiful, brave, creative, like heart center of yourself brings this person up to your level again. And the message here being that when you do this and come to this serious sort of, we're being serious about this. I'm going to go to that school, or I'm going to take that job, or I'm going to marry that person, or I'm going to do something really earthy, and I'm going to save a lot of money. There's a lot of ways you can interpret it, but whatever it is, it's your heart is in it and you're serious. And the thing, whatever the thing is, will match your loyalty and enthusiasm for wanting this better, the Fool energy life. Okay? So there's that. Now, the Strength card. The Strength card has been coming up a lot, which is interesting to me because it's not Leo season, but I know Leos are really going through it. So if you have a Leo in your life, there's a very good chance that they are somehow on the outs of this whole situation. This may be someone who feels like your new life or your progression in life or this culmination and fruition for you is somehow leaving them out. This may be someone you are in a lot of ways leaving behind because the energy is just not stable enough for you. It's also an energy of someone who's being offered less. So, how do I say this? There may be two people in your life that you are interested in, and one of them, they seem like they're offering you less, but they're actually offering you more. And the other one is just not as compatible. They're not grounded enough for you. They're echoing who this person used to be like. So the fire signs are just not coming up as, in good positions for you. in terms of love this month. Now, if you're dating someone and you're watching this, don't freak out, you know, and be like, oh my God, I gotta break up. Like, please stop doing stuff like that, you guys. That's not, like, it's not, come on. But if you are with an Aries or a Leo right now, or you're talking to one, or you're interested in one and things aren't going well, or whatever the case is, the Aries is coming up as someone that is tied to a lot of regret, that is moving into the past. The Leo is coming up as someone who is still very much present, but what they have to offer is nominal compared to what else is being offered to you. Now let's look at it in terms of career, yeah? So in terms of career, the Five of Pentacles and the Emperor, like I said, I would apply to some sort of a regret situation work-wise, where a boss or a leader figure put you in a state where you were blamed for something that they actually did, or you are somehow being held accountable for something that is not your fault, and they're really like bringing the hammer down on you. The Fool is creativity, inspiration, new ideas, coming up with something genius, and having the bravery to follow through on it. This card, remember, Major Arcana, we're always talking about how Major Arcana are our guidelines, right? There are road signs. So what kind of a road sign is this? This is the road sign that says you have to be brave with whatever you think up and actually go for it and walk off the cliff. Because if you just take that idea and sit on it, it's not going to do anything. But if you take that idea and walk off the cliff with it, aka run with it, you're going to attain massive, massive amounts of wealth from it. Massive. And it seems like you will also have some sort of a supplemental income coming in. Now, the supplemental income has more to do with, let's say, not as much creativity, but more ego. Okay? So what I see here is guidelines. It's kind of an either-or situation. Either you follow your heart and make massive, amounts of money moving forward because you followed that intuitive kind of, oh, is this strange, or is this cool, or no, I'm a Pisces, this is awesome, I should do this, no one else is going to think of this. If you walk off the cliff with that and really go for it, this is what you have in store. The King of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles and the Strength card, I feel, have to do with then you not following your heart and not following your creativity and doing something more ego-based. Now, you will still make money from it, but not anywhere near where your creativity will bring you. So, now in terms of friends. For friends, let's look at this and let's do bottom of the deck, because this Two of Swords, I feel, is speaking to exactly how you're going to be feeling about a lot of people you know. So, in terms of friends, there is an Aries around you that is feeling very regretful, and they're somehow blaming you for what's going on with them. I'm not exactly sure how that happened or why they're doing this or what the, I don't know. I don't know what it is. But they have major regrets surrounding you, and I'm afraid that they're in some way trying to take it out on you. So if this is a figure that you're dealing with that's being like hostile towards you, or you're starting to feel like, oh, this person's being like mad aggressive, you need to just leave that person alone. And I know how hard that is for you guys. And I know how hard it is for you to move forward from emotional connections. But here, this is just an unhealthy connection. This is also an unhealthy connection. This is also an unhealthy connection. Why? Because there is something for you here. There is a certain level, there is a certain, let's say, standard of friendships that you should be cultivating right now that go with your new ideas, your mindset, your moving forward, your wealth, your prosperity. And it's only when we mirror that in the people and the circumstances around us that we can fully reach that potential. These people cannot get you there. I'm not sure why this Leo comes up in such a, diminished position, but it's just not up to par for what you're doing and where you're going. There's a lot, your trajectory is like this. You're just going like up, up, up. So it's just not the time to have this sort of subpar, hanger-on, ego-based energy around you. It's just not. In terms of friendship, it's just not the move. Especially when you have such a beautiful sort of like birthday glow, go get them, the universe supports you. You know, the Fool is that card. The Fool is the energy that the universe takes care of, that the energy always, you know, looks out for. The energies, the universe, God, everything. Fools, right? Fools and children. So for you to come up as that fool, as that child, which we know you are, is beautiful. It is your power. But do not let that childlike innocence make you settle for that which is substandard. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's a tendency when we're like this to accept all. We've talked about this before. But like I said, the sieve has to get finer now. You have to, as you pull closer, 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 this cosmic sand off the bottom of the ocean, you have to start to become more and more and more discerning before it actually touches your heart. Because by the time it touches your heart, we all know it's too late. I mean, Cynthia still believes Will. That's the Pisces y'all need to be watching, just to be like, please don't be that Pisces. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay? So now let's look at the bottom of the deck, and we'll apply it to all three. We'll apply it to love, to money, and to friends. So 2 of Swords. Of course, you're going to be conflicted. Of course you are. But look right under the 2 of Swords. 2 of Wands. Why? Because once you're not conflicted, and you shouldn't be because it's super obvious who you need to let go of, once you're no longer conflicted, the road is open for you. The road is open for you, and this is so annoying. I'm so annoyed right now. Okay. Can we stop? Can you stop? No? Alright, I'm gonna put something up here. Here, you guys can look at my phone. Okay, so the 2 of Swords turns to the 2 of Wands. Now, the 2 of Wands is your opportunity to get out of the messiness and move forward with this beautiful Fool energy. You get that, right? The 2 of Wands is a way out. Now, if you stay conflicted for no reason because you already know what you have to do, and you don't access that 2 of Wands energy of moving out, moving towards better things, moving forward, traveling, just being around people who have a much broader mindset and getting out of this sort of closed, kind of ignorant mindset that can develop. Once you decide that there's just certain things, right now you're acting like you don't know what you want to do, but you do know what you have to do. You just don't want to do it because it's hard and it's painful, and I get it. But once you actually decide and employ the 2 of Wands energy, in terms of love, in terms of money, and in terms of friends, you will be happier. Yes, less is pulled in when the sieve is, finer. But what is left is truly worth it and doesn't cause you this sort of pain later. And that's what I've been trying to get to, but trying to avoid at the same time. So, when you have so much opportunity coming at you, right? There is a tendency to freeze. There is a tendency to, on purpose, trust the wrong people that you know will sabotage your situation, yeah? We do this on the subconscious level where we feel afraid and we feel like we aren't deserving of all that we are destined to have, yeah? And yes, even after you marry this person or, decide to full on be with this person, they will still be super immature. But you already know this. They're an earth sign. You already know this. So, say love you. Anyway, so the sieve must get thinner. Why? Because if it doesn't, your ability to self-sabotage the situation by going into your head and going in circles, those 2 fish chasing each other, will keep these beautiful fruition opportunities, beautiful completion, beautiful, here you go, here's your idea, go run with it. Oh, you're going to run with it? I'll give you more to go run with it. Go, take it. Then the lovers, right? It's all tied together. Once you follow what's in your heart, the universe makes the road out in front of you. You may think you're walking off a cliff, but you're not. The universe makes the road in front of you. You have to trust it. This is about faith. So you having faith at this time is what brings all this greatness to you. And it is great. I told you, you have Venus in your sign. It is great. However, what is incumbent on you is this, the Two of Wands energy. You must get out of this dual, fish chasing each other energy. You have to. You have to let it go. You just have to let it go. You have to. It's not even about not being decisive, because I told you, you already know what you need to do. It's raining. You already know what you need to do. It's not about being indecisive. It's about not wanting to put the hammer down. It's about not wanting to be this Aries energy like someone was to you. But what I'm telling you is, in some ways you can learn from the Aries and the Leo, because they may not be your favorite people right now, but one of the things they know how to do is put themselves first. And we've talked about this. We talked about the Mother Teresa shit. Now you stand to lose even more if you keep doing the Mother Teresa shit, because there's more to lose. There's more coming at you. You are the only person that can keep you here for the rest of February and for March. Trust me when I tell you that. And the only way you get to the Eight of Swords energy is by staying in this Two of Swords energy so long that it multiplies on you. You understand? It multiplies. It multiplies because when there is this inertia, there is this thing that pushes, right, against you, to push back against it and move outward instead of letting it sit on top of you and drown you. And that's what is happening now. That's what's necessary and needed. So last month I told you, now everybody's in the water like you are. Now you have to teach them how to swim. Now you have to swim yourself. Great, you taught them how to swim. You've been kind. You've been, trying to acclimate people to this super emotional time. Wonderful. Now it's time for you to forge ahead and leave behind that which is not working, including the parts of you that keep inviting those things in. Let me say that again. It's time for you to let go of that which isn't working, and also the parts of you that keep inviting in the things that don't work. Did you get what I said there? That's really important. It's super important, because when you have this much good stuff coming at you, that gentle Pisces nature can start to flutter and start to just on purpose do things that will mess it up. Don't do it. Stick to your great ideas. Stick to the great, people that have made them known in your life, and they want to be a part of your life. They want to do things for you. Follow the opportunities where they come to you and believe in them. Because if you believe in your crazy harebrained ideas right now, you're going to make them a reality. This is a card of manifestation. But the 1 and 2, this is you. You're the only one that can do this. And you're the only one that can do this. But this month you have to choose not between, do I stay or do I go? No, it's about your subconscious and your self-sabotage, and how the people you know and how you interact with them ties into that. That's a huge part of it. The love thing looks very well taken care of. Ideation-wise and work-wise, great. Leaving stuff in the past and getting over obnoxious, people who don't deserve to be around you, great. And yet, the gentle Pisces nature flutters. And the card comes in to be like, stop your fluttering. It's manifestation time. Put your boots on. Put your flippers on, put your goggles on, grab your floaty, wherever you are. Either you're grabbing your boots or your shovel to shovel snow, or you're out here with me in your flip-flops and your floaty, whatever it is. Let's get to it. Let's get in this water. Instead of sitting with our back to the water, let's get in this water. Let's turn ourselves to the water. Let's get in it and avoid just messiness for no reason. We don't need this messiness, Pisces. We really don't. Now, if you are messing with a Gemini, know a Gemini, into a Gemini, this person is coming up like riding out of the storm, last minute, like, wait a minute, me too. I love you, I'm sorry, or I love you, I want to be with you, or oh my God, your energy's so great, I can't say. You know how Geminis are. Gemini's mad annoying. I'm a Gemini, I can say that. Gemini mad annoying. But we love who we love. That's why we're the Lover's card. We love who we love, and we understand deeply what it means to partner with someone, because we are partnered within ourselves. So we make very good partners once we come to the realization that we want to be partnered. And admittedly, That can take a while. I'm not saying, you know, we get there quickly, but that person is now showing up, Pisces, in your life like, hey, I'm still here. I think it showed up last month too, right? I'm still here. I still want to be a part of this. I don't want you to move on from this. I want you to do this with me. So when you have all of that greatness trying to surround you, I want you to work on this thing with me. I want you to be with me. I want you to, you know, all of that. If you're messing with a Pisces, that's what it is. If you have friends who are Pisces, that's what it is. It's about your great ideas and bringing them to fruition and taking a risk. And, you know, Geminis love taking a risk. So in that way, you guys work so well together. And how does this, you know, keep floating upward, 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 making more and more sense for you and, you know, just making you better and better and better? I'll tell you how. By getting rid of that which does not need to, you know, they're just going to keep showing up. They're just going to keep showing up because you're allowing it. And if you don't allow it, it kind of goes by the wayside and your life continues on its path. But this is, you know, this is where the weakness is. And I know we talked about this a lot, but that's how it comes up because especially in March when you have so much energy to use and like really, I mean this, I need you to really understand this. The energy that you have right now, if you really do something with it like you should, you know what's going to happen? You will make the kind of money that you can live off for the rest of your life. You see what I'm saying? You have the chance now to really make an impact because the ideas that are coming in are like so fly. Like your mind, your creative mind's eye is just blooming right now. And it may seem crazy and it may seem off the wall. Follow it. It's your destiny. You know what I'm saying? Follow it and set yourself up. Keep following it. And anyone who can't be in this energy with you, look at all the dualities here. Anyone who can't be in this energy with you, can't understand your duality, can't understand your creativity, can't follow you in this idea, leave them. Leave them behind. Leave behind the immature, leave behind the ones playing games and mixed signals, leave behind anyone whose ego is too big to be with you. Anyone who would bat you around and hurt you because cats like to kill things, right? So fish are easy to kill in that for a cat, especially if they're on land, especially if they jump out of the water. These are not people you need to jump out of the water for. You understand? None of this has anything to do with you. It is a part of you right now because you're going through this thing where these things are going to come up and you're going to have to make these decisions. You're going to have to come to these conclusions. But that's what's so great about tarot is that now you kind of have like, you know, it's like a picture book. This. So you can kind of, you know, build around it and say, okay, you're right. These are the things, you know, as the month progresses into March, you will see more and more and more how this is highlighted. And the Virgo full moon is really going to bring this out. So what I suggest you do is, like I always say, get in front of it. Get ahead of it. So getting ahead of it means whatever you are of two minds about, this person is not of two minds. This person is looking for a third wand to make a stable structure with. This person is not of mixed mind. This person, you right now need to decide definitively who is worth coming into this new phase and who is not. And that will determine your future success with whatever endeavors you will start in February and March. Now, we have retrogrades coming in. It's annoying. I don't see a huge impact on you here at all, but I do see this past creeping back and forth like a wave trying to get to you. So in terms of the retrograde, what I would suggest for you is that you not let your past creep back in. If a Leo's trying to get back into your life, the misery surrounding that, I don't know if you want that again. I know you don't, but I don't know if you know you don't. If it's an earth sign, another earth sign that's trying to creep back in that you used to have a lot of feelings for, this Eight of Swords is sitting in the middle going, this is the past for a reason. Leave it there. Getting out of Mercury retrograde unscathed has a lot to do with not letting the past come back, with keeping yourself isolated from it and not letting it communicate with you. And I think that's the move this month for you guys. Because there's just too much good stuff here. Why should you, you know what I'm saying? Like, why should you waste time on this emotion in any context when there's so much to celebrate, so much to create, so much to accomplish, so much to earn, you know? All right, I'm going to go right into the extended. So let me just say a few words about that. The extended video will show up like in a box right here in the corner, and you can click on it, and that's the way to rent it and watch it through YouTube. If for some reason you're getting an error message when you try to watch it, I have no idea why. It might be the country that you're in. It might be something completely different. It might be that you're not signed in on the right platform, either a desktop or a laptop or an iPad. I'm not sure. But if you are getting an error message for the extended readings, please just... Those people screamed and the camera cut out. So if you cannot access the extended through YouTube, please go to my website and you will be able to get it there. All right, Pisces, happy birthday. I love you. I'll go right into the extended right now. See you in April.